Hello and welcome into another edition of River Dragons Weekly. I'm VP of Communications and play-by-play broadcaster Zach DeBozart. For the second straight weekend, your Columbus River Dragons headed up to Eastern Michigan to take on the Port Huron Prowlers. It's an odd scheduling quirk to play the same team 4 times in a row in the same barn, but Columbus was up to the task and they did so in spades on Friday. Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights. This one gets started early after a Columbus dump in Port Huron. They love to play the stretch game, as a lot of fans saw in the opening weekend. Well, you're going to see it develop here through the neutral zone. Matt Graham gets behind the defense, fires a shot. It went off the crossbar, but then it went in off of Jared Rutledge's back. 1-0 Port Huron, 1 minute and 4 seconds into the game. Port Huron would then add to their lead later on a rush into the zone. Columbus does a nice job clearing it out, trying to move it up the ice, but then Dalton Young, you'll see him, number 36, on the left side of your screen there, or on the bottom side of your screen, I should say. He moves in, grabs the puck, finds it loose, fires a shot, and it goes off of Rutledge, off of his pad and in. River Dragons thought it might have been kicked in. Referee disagreed. At that point, 2-0 Port Huron. We move to the second period, though. Here's a chance coming up on a power play after Port Huron gave Columbus a 5-minute major advantage. MJ Graham, backdoor, Bondarenko, backdoor again to Krupp. Wide open net. He's not going to miss from there. It's 2-1. And you'll see at the end of this highlight, Krupp putting up just one finger, said, all right, boys, one more. Let's go get it. Well, they would go and find it at the 5:43 mark. A little bit of different combination between the guys. After a great block in the defensive zone by Jake Howie, it springs up, the rush the other way. Here comes left wing side into Krupp. He lays it back, and watch this pass beneath the goal line. Krupp, Bondarenko, right there to Graham, who one-times it in from the slot. Dangerous area. Can't leave MJ Graham open from right there to score. It was 2-2. We'll be speaking with MJ Graham a little bit later on in today's show. Then, right off the drop, you see the score bug still hadn't even updated. It was 2-2 at this point. Will Laporte introducing himself to the Columbus faithful as he drops the gloves with Portillo. And you know what? We're just going to let this speak for itself. We'll take a look right here.
Now it's Laporte in on Portillo. Laporte lands a punch step. Portillo grabs his helmet, throws it. Laporte landing a few blows. Now it's Portillo. Portillo trying to...
Now that's a spirited scrap if I've ever seen one. Still going at it. Linesmen are letting him go for a long while. And you can see they're starting to get a little tired. They're firing 1 or 2 more punches. I think Portillo might have thrown more, but I think Laporte definitely connected on more. Real fun fight to be on. You can see the guys appreciating it in the background, and those two would sit for 5 minutes and cool their blades. However, the period would not be done with the excitement, though. 2-2 our score. Port Huron on the power play, but look at what Columbus pulls off. Robertson at the point, trying to handle the puck. He puts it down into the corner and thinking, all right, we got something to set up here. Columbus very aggressive right now in the penalty kill. Look at that. Fallis finds a nice, easy turnover, comes back with it the other way, drops it back. Pashtuka the shot in one touch. Zach Pease all alone, his 4th of the season, first short-handed, and Columbus had their first lead of the weekend, 3-2. Guess what, though? Columbus wasn't done with the scoring spree. Right after a line change coming up here, we're early in the third period, about 1:50 in. Jake Krupp, you're going to see him right there on the right side of your screen, bunched up. Just follow him after this. Play, sets up, right back to the defense, and look at Krupp right here. Knocks down the puck, but then is able to find it in his feet and bury it for a 4-2 lead. It was his second of the game at the time. And just when you thought, oh, is the scoring binge over? No, it's not, because here comes Columbus again. Port Huron on the power play. And watch Yanni Liarakos. Great play behind the net to make the goaltender lose the puck. And one of the newest River Dragons, Alice Shapitson right there, wearing the number 2, just blasted one from about 40 feet away. Nailed the top right corner. 5-2 Columbus. 2 shorthanded goals in this game and 5 straight at this particular time. River Dragons were rolling, getting ready to celebrate the 3 points, but still plenty of hockey to play. Port Huron had another power play opportunity, and you can see this team's dangerous. Can't give them this many opportunities. Jay, circle to circle, and Matt Robertson fires it home off the back bar and in. 5-3 at this point with about 11 minutes left to go. Columbus, though they played good defense, they earned themselves a chance here as CJ Hayes beats out an icing. You'll see the net's empty. Don't worry, that's a spoiler alert for what's to come later. Port Huron was rushing at this point, about 45 seconds left or so to go in the game. Nice little stall play right here by the River Dragons. That's Pashtuka and then Pease. And then here's your captain, Chase Fallis. Had him on the show a little while ago. He dumps it into the empty net, and an easy one there for him. His first of the season, 6-3. Columbus got the win on Friday night. Well, With 3 points in the bag, and after 3 straight weekend splits, you thought finally Columbus was going to get the better of an opponent on a 2-game weekend set. Just had to even force it to overtime. Of course, you'd like the win to take all 6 points. Unfortunately, Saturday would not go the way of the River Dragons, and we do have highlights for you there. Starting it up in this one early, and it's actually Columbus that's going to get on the board. Good rush up the ice. Here's MJ Graham. Again, we'll see him later on the show. Stops up. Beauty of a pass right on the tape of Krupp, who's in stride. Fires it home off the far post and in. 1-0 Columbus. Port Huron would respond a couple of minutes later, though. Off of this rush, Columbus does a good job being able to neutralize it and trying to put it out to play. But you'll see who reads the outlet pass is number 92, Dalton Jay. And you cannot leave this guy too open. He finds some space and just buries it top right corner. Jay is going to make a perfect shot when given that much space all the time. One of Port Huron's most deadly players, and it's 1-1. Second period comes in, a 5-on-3 situation here for Columbus, and Matt Robertson takes it from the right point, gives to his D-man, fires it back, and he scores. 2-1. This was 47 seconds into the second period. Columbus would eventually kill off the remainder of that because it was a 5-on-3 goal scored by Port Huron. Columbus gets themselves back into it here as MJ Graham. His name shows up a lot in this, probably the reason why we're talking to him a little bit later on. But from behind the net, it rims all the way around, held in nicely there by Shapitzin, and Ivan Bondarenko, right place, right time, finding the rebound, pots it in for Bondarenko, his first professional goal. He told us before the game he was getting a little itchy. He wanted to get that goal after he had played 3 straight and had yet to put one in. Port Huron would respond, though, a couple of minutes later. As you see, Dalton Jay was streaking in, but they actually gave the goal to Matt Graham, so it must have gone off a River Dragon right there. Tough to see from the angle, but it goes in the net. Port Huron leads 3-2, and this is a lead that they would not surrender for the rest of the night. Here comes Graham again on a nice backdoor play. Backhand, and it just leaks through Rutledge, who followed him the right way. Just sometimes it's not your night as a goaltender. Graham with his second. It's 4-2 at this point, and then one more goal. Actually, check this. We got another one coming up here on the highlight. Columbus has a chance to make this 4-3, and you'll see hockey is a game of inches. They line up for this faceoff. I want you to watch Jake Howie, who's standing on the W, white number 18. Jake Howie's going to get himself open here right after this faceoff. So it's tied up, pass across to him, and he just unloads on a shot that hits the left corner, but it hits the post where the crossbar meets the post and fires up into the air, goes out of play. If it had gone 4-3 at that point, momentum would have absolutely changed. But instead, to close out the period, Port Huron with one more rush, firing in a shot, Dalton Young. It gets bounced around and all alone with the rebound there. That's Robertson to bang home his second of the night. He got that with 4 seconds left in the period, and that really put a knife into the River. And that really put a knife into the River Dragons' hopes into this one. The only scoring in the third period would be Robertson picking up the hat trick on an empty netter with about 20 seconds left to go in the game. So the final score on Saturday, 6-2 after a 6-3 win on Friday. So Port Huron took the 3 points. And again, for the 4th straight weekend, the River Dragons end up splitting. But you know what? For a team on the road, an expansion team, they're going to take as many points as they can get as they continue to build their chemistry and look forward to their upcoming weekend, a home-and-home series with the Carolina Thunderbirds. We'll talk about that and everything else that went on in the league this weekend and what came up last weekend. But first, we have to take a break, and when we come back, we'll be speaking to one of the stars of many of those highlight reels. It's number 8, MJ Graham. Up after this. Don't go anywhere.
Francis Marion, better known as the Swamp Fox, a guy known for his guile, his unorthodox methods, the first militiaman. He was crafty before craft even existed. F. Marion Continental Whiskey has its own crafty and cunning instincts, a spirit that's bold but smooth. This is a premium, small batch American whiskey that punches well above its weight. Enjoy Swamp Fox F. Marion Continental Whiskey at all River Dragon home games.
Golden Corrals, carved New York strip and jumbo butterfly shrimp. Make me feel like a real New Yorker. Hey, I'm eating here. New York strip and butterfly shrimp. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
There's a lot to love about fall, like the cool weather, watching the game, or streaming your favorite movies with fast and reliable internet and Wi-Fi. Fall is the perfect time to make the change to Beam with no data caps, all your favorite channels, and fast speeds. Call or visit us online at ctvbeam.com to get the perfect package for your needs and make your fall even better.
Every day It's been quite a while, my friends, since we've seen each other. And you know we had quite a history together. Columbus, you know you've missed me, and I've missed you. But hockey's back, and here to stay. I'll see you on the ice this weekend.
At Georgia Power, we believe our lake should be filled with water, not trash. That a healthy honeybee population will pollinate a healthier environment. That building homes is just as important as powering them. That's why we believe what we do off the grid is just as important as the clean, safe, reliable, affordable energy we provide on it. And that's a different kind of energy.
Let Shredaway, a division of the Overbee Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shredaway, a division of the Overbee Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shredaway, 706-577-9668.
Whether you're heading to an off-road destination, creating the perfect lawn, or preparing the fields, think SunSouth, where you'll find quality John Deere equipment, affordably priced to help you tackle the tough jobs. Think SunSouth, for those that do.
Welcome back into River Dragons Weekly. I'm Zach DeBozart. Now we're happy to be joined in this segment of the show by one of our great players. What we call him the best Graham in the league. It's MJ Graham wearing number 8. MJ, thanks for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
MJ, now a lot of people have different acronyms for their names. What does MJ stand for?
Macaulay John.
Okay, so probably a good thing we call you MJ on the broadcast. Quicker to get off the tongue, right?
Like that.
So MJ, you come to us from Montreal, Quebec. And you had a lot of different stops, juniors, too many to list out for this segment. You played more than a handful of years in pro. So you're definitely one of the more experienced guys in the locker room, one of the vets. What do you bring to the team on the ice and off the ice for fans to know?
I think to the team I bring some leadership, skill, scoring ability, create offense, and be responsible defensively.
Yeah, it's certainly true. We've seen you lead the team in points right now so far, and you're on a pretty good line right now with Jake Krupp and Ivan Bondarenko. Chet Herron was also on that line for a little bit as well. So when you look at your line mates and you look at how the season's gone so far, you have to be happy with your play and how that unit's been working, right?
Yeah, it's been working out pretty good. We know it's be better, but those 3 guys you listed are all good players and playmaking ability, so it's worked out nicely with line.
Now, last year you played in a league called the LNAH, and fans might not know that in this area. It's basically a league where you can only play if you were born in Quebec or you play juniors in Quebec. And as we said, you were born in Montreal. So what was it like playing in that league last year and then coming back to the Federal League, because you've had experience in this league before, but what did playing last year in your home province teach you?
I think the hockey there, it taught me a lot. There's older guys, a lot of guys who play in the AHL or even NHL in the league if you guys look it up. But I think playing with those guys at the higher levels really helped for like my passing and just learning the game at a quicker pace.
This is MJ Graham. He wears number 8 for your Columbus River Dragons. So LNAH, we just mentioned, you're returning to the Federal Prospects Hockey League. You played a couple of years there, and all the different junior teams. I think we looked it up at one point, and you played on close to 20 different teams organized from going back to when you were 15, 16 years old. What does that mean for you, having all that experience and being on so many different teams? Because you mentioned the leadership qualities, but you obviously learn a little bit from each team, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think growing up, I've had some good coaches along the journey, and you learn at every stop and just try and bring all that to the team.
What's your favorite part about this particular team, and what makes it stand out from the other 18, however many teams you were on?
The weather for sure is awesome here. For number 1, I gotta say.
A lot of people say that too, yeah.
I think it's a good group of veterans and younger guys, and I think there's a lot of skill and speed and great guys in the locker room, and I think it's only up from here.
MJ Graham here with us on River Dragons Weekly. Let's talk about the last couple of weekends in Port Huron. We mentioned your line, you, Krupp, Bondarenko, you guys were combining all over the place, but the team as a whole, on the road, splitting points both weekends. A lot of teams on the road, they'll say, hey, we'll take that. We'll take the 3-3 split. But this team seems to have a little more fire. It seems like both weekends, you were in the position for 6, you wanted it, and the team's just, they're still hungry. Is that true?
Yeah, for sure. Like, one thing is it's Western Conference games, so the points are almost double, right? It's a lot more important. And yeah, we just really don't like that team. And anytime we go anywhere, we want to win, you know, not just one game, but two, and that's our mindset.
Yeah, and it was interesting too with the back-to-back weekends in Port Huron. Those were our first Western Conference games. So still have a lot more obviously left to play. You know, Danville, that's a team that's been in this league for a while. Battle Creek's a new team alongside us. And then Carolina, who we play next weekend. And, you know, you've heard about them. A lot of people in this area have heard about them because they're the defending champions.
Yeah, defending champs, and we have, you know, some guys on the team that played there last year. And, you know, they're a good team, and it's going to be a good challenge this weekend to see what the boys can do. And
so we mentioned earlier you're coming back to the Federal League after you played in the LNAH. What do you see as the difference from years past when you played in this league to what you see now? Not only from your team, but maybe from the league in general.
The league's definitely getting more competitive. You know, there's 10 teams now, and every team can win on any night, basically. And I would say the league's gotten younger, and there's, you know, there's hungrier guys from in college and junior that, you know, want to move up in the rankings. So it's a lot more competitive, I would say, and serious.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems to be getting faster. And I mean, what probably helped you, like you said, was you know, playing with guys who had played in the AHL and the ECHL over with the LNAH. I mean, you know, steel sharpens steel, right? You get faster, you get better by playing guys better, right?
Yeah, of course. When you play with better players, you're going to get better as well, right? So it was a nice treat when you get to play with guys like that.
Yeah, it absolutely is. This is MJ Graham. He wears the number 8 for your Columbus River Dragons, plays forward, currently leads the team in both assists and in points. So let's talk about your play style. Obviously, you lead the team in assists. Would you consider yourself more of a playmaking type?
Yeah, I just like giving the puck to Jay Krupp, you know, and when he gets open, and he's been on fire, so it's been helping me out with the assist department, I guess.
Yeah, well, you've been doing well in that department. Jay's got, I think, about 7 goals so far in the season, so it's a good chemistry you two have. I mean, how far back does that relationship go between you and him? Because it obviously pays big dividends on the ice.
Yeah, a while now. So the first team me and him played together with was in Brewster, New York, in this league, Brewster Bulldogs. And then we actually got to play together in Canada and with the Cornwall Nationals. So this is our 3rd team together. You know, he's a great guy, good player and leader, and I'm glad to be here with him.
And it sounds silly and it sounds obvious, but the more you play with the same people, the better you're going to be. You know where each other is on the ice, and sort of that unseen chemistry, I guess, to the normal person. You just think, oh, they're hockey players out there, but you know each other's tendencies. You know where each other is on the ice. It seems like.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely built more chemistry this year, but yeah, when you play with guys a long time, you know, you can just find them on the ice without even looking, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Looking ahead to this upcoming weekend with the Carolina Thunderbirds, it's a home-and-home set. Friday night we'll be in the Columbus Civic Center taking on the Thunderbirds, and then Saturday we'll be in Winston-Salem, so a trip overnight. 6 o'clock puck drop in Winston-Salem, 7:30 here at the Columbus Civic Center. Tickets are available at the Civic Center box office or by searching Columbus River Dragons on Ticketmaster. So MJ, what do you know about the Thunderbirds? They're 7-1 so far this year. They're a really good team, obviously defending champs. It's going to be a big weekend for Columbus coming up.
Yeah, it's huge. It's the biggest test of the year for us. And yeah, you know, they're a good team. They're well coached, but you know, we're a great team and well coached as well. So I think it's a big test, and we're going to have to go get those 6 points this weekend. How
do you feel about the team's, I don't want to say morale, but just the team standing right now with having split the first 4 weekends? Obviously, the big home weekend at Elmira, that had the guys really juiced up, ready to go. And then Port Huron, you know, you won the opening Fridays, lost the Saturdays. You know, again, the team feels hungry, and the team wants to, you know, take a series, 4 points, 5 points, or even all 6. I mean, you get that feeling in the locker room, and you mentioned it's a huge weekend coming up for them.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's a new franchise, right? So it's a new guys banding together. Carolina has been in the league, you know, 4 or 5 years. And, you know, it's a new franchise, so all the guys are new, you know, no returning guys, right? So it's going to take a bit longer to build that chemistry. You know, we've been 4-4, but we want to win every game, and we're hungry, trust me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, last one before we get you out of here, MJ. We know you mentioned the weather. Obviously, that's great. When it comes down to being in Georgia, it's going to be December and January, and we're not worried too much about snow. What else is some of your favorite things about being able to play in Columbus, a market that was, you know, starving for hockey to be back for 2 straight years? Now it's back, and you're part of the team that's helped bringing it back and helping to, you know, just light up fans' excitement in this area.
Yeah, you can feel the energy. You know, the whole community is behind us anywhere you go, and you say you play for the River Dragons. You know, there's excitement, and you know, it's great. Like, I love it, man. Great atmosphere.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, MJ. We appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the year, and hope you keep lighting it up for points. Maybe we'll have you on the show again.
Hopefully.
All right. That's MJ Graham for the Columbus River Dragons. Stick around. More River Dragons Weekly coming up with a look ahead to that Carolina weekend and more after this. Don't go anywhere.
There's a lot to love about fall, like the cool weather, watching the game, or streaming your favorite movies with fast and reliable internet and Wi-Fi. Fall is the perfect time to make the change to Beam with no data caps, all your favorite channels, and fast speeds. Call or visit us online at ctvbeam.com to get the perfect package for your needs and make your fall even better.
Whether you're heading to an off-road destination, creating the perfect lawn, or preparing the fields, think SunSouth, where you'll find quality John Deere equipment, affordably priced to help you tackle the tough jobs. Think SunSouth, for those that do.
The best damn spirits in the world. We say that because we care about what we do. The premium quality of our spirits doesn't come from some secret recipe or magic water. It comes from our desire to craft the best damn spirits in the world. Swamp Fox Distilling Company. Premium, small batch spirits made with pride in Buena Vista, Georgia. Now available at your favorite local package store.
It's been quite a while, my friends, since we've seen each other. And you know we had quite a history together. Columbus, you know you've missed me, and I've missed you. But hockey's back and here to stay. I'll see you on the ice this weekend.
At Georgia Power, we believe our lake should be filled with water, not trash. That a healthy honeybee population will pollinate a healthier environment. That building homes is just as important as powering them. That's why we believe what we do off the grid is just as important as the clean, safe, reliable, affordable energy we provide on it. And that's a different kind of energy.
Golden Corrals, carved New York strip and jumbo butterfly shrimp. Make me feel like a real New Yorker. Hey, I'm eating here. New York strip and butterfly shrimp. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
Welcome back into River Dragons Weekly. I'm Zach DeBozart. Had a nice talk just there with MJ Graham. Where's the number 8 on the team? He's really one of the better players in this league, and I think fans are really going to take to liking him. Obviously a guy who's, very, I don't want to say no nonsense type, but he's very much professional. He's a hard worker, and that shows up on the ice too, as again, he leads the team in assists and in points. Well, we know the River Dragons split the weekend with the Port Huron Prowlers, but let's take a look around the FPHL and all the other teams and all the other games that happened in this weekend. We start up in Danbury in Connecticut. The Elmira Enforcers were at Danbury for 2. The Hat-Tricks came away with the win 7-4 on Friday night. Elmira, they weren't too happy about that. They fired back to split the series with a Saturday night win 8-3. So 3 points apiece to the Enforcers and to the Hat-Tricks. Mentor Icebreakers and Delaware Thunder played a home and home on Friday and Saturday. We'll get more into Mentor in just a little bit. In Delaware, Mentor was able to come away with a win 5-2, and then on the reverse, going back to Mentor in the Mentor Civic Ice Arena, the Delaware Thunder won 3-2. So a couple of road teams winning a home and home there on a Friday-Saturday split. Danville Dashers and the Carolina Thunderbirds. This was a very interesting weekend set for the River Dragons. These were both teams that were ahead of the River Dragons to start the weekend. Carolina gets a pair of 4-1 wins over Danville, and we'll see what that does to the standings in just a little bit. Watertown and Battle Creek played a 3-3. It's the first weekend of 3-3s in the league. Battle Creek hosted Watertown for all 3. Watertown took 9 points out of 9. 5-2 win on Friday, 5-0 on Saturday, and 9-2 on Sunday. There was one more game on Sunday as well, with the Mentor Icebreakers hosting the Danville Dashers. So Danville went from Carolina up to playing Mentor, and the Icebreakers won that one 7-4. So Mentor took 6 points out of 9 on the weekend. Danville took 0 points out of 9 on the weekend, and we transitioned that into a look at how the standings are going. Because Danville played that extra game, when you look in the West, this means Columbus is now moved up into second place in the Western Division. Carolina still sitting up top at 7-1 with 21 points. We see them this upcoming weekend, so a big chance for us to make up some ground there. Columbus at 12, Danville at 12, but Danville played their 9th game. Columbus is still waiting to play their 9th, so by percentage, that gives that to Columbus. Port Huron at 10 points. Battle Creek still looking for their first point on the season. Been a tough start over there for them, and they just recently released their head coach, Clint Hagmeyer. Looking over in the East real quick, Watertown still continues to lead with 24 points on 9 games. Menor just right behind them, though, 21 points on 9 games. And then in 8 games played, Elmira is third place with 12, Danbury at 8, and Delaware at 6. A very competitive Eastern Division right now, both at the top and jockeying around in that middle position. Now let's take a peek at the games to be played this weekend. No 3-3s to speak of, so it's just straight Friday and Saturday games. Starting up once again in Danbury, the Hat-Tricks now will welcome in the Battle Creek Rumblebees for 2 for Battle Creek to be their first road trip of the weekend, and a chance for them again to try and get some points on the board as they are quickly falling out of the race in the Western Division. The Elmira Enforcers are at the Delaware Thunder. Delaware split the home-and-home set with Menor, so interested to see how they turn that into a series against one of their bigger divisional rivals. Cross-conference play, or cross-divisional play, I should say, as Danville travels to Watertown. This is quick after the return when Watertown was in Danville a couple weekends ago. Watertown swept that series on the road. Danville will look to do the same to the Wolves. Port Huron Prowlers and Menor Icebreakers, cross-divisional play, but not too much travel. 2 games at the Menor Civic Ice Arena on Friday and Saturday, and that brings us to your Columbus River Dragons. Friday night, 7:35 here at the Columbus Civic Center. Tickets available to Civic Center box office or by searching Columbus River Dragons on Ticketmaster. Carolina is the defending Commissioner's Cup champions. They are a team that will choke the life out of a game. They will hem you back into your own zone, and they will put up 60 shots a game if you let them. So Columbus is going to have to be on their A game. It's going to be a very fun series. Obviously, a lot of guys have Thunderbirds ties going back to last year winning the championship. So it's going to be a very fun, I think a very physical series, and you're going to want to check it out. Friday night, hockey is back here in West Georgia. Game number 3 on our home schedule against the Carolina Thunderbirds. 7:35 on Friday, November 22nd. And then Saturday on the 23rd, we head to Winston-Salem to take on those Thunderbirds in their home barn for a 6:05 puck drop over there. That'll just about do it for this edition of River Dragons Weekly. My big thanks to MJ Graham, who was alongside us in the interview segment of this show. Big thanks to the fine folks at CTV for helping us to put this on and help create the show for you week to week. And of course, everybody in the River Dragons front office is helping to make this show a possibility. I'm Zach DeBozart, the voice of the River Dragons. Be sure to tune in Friday, 7:05 pregame show on WRCG on the PMB broadcasting side of things, or just show up to it. Columbus Civic Center. Get those tickets. Hockey's back. It's a lot of fun. And Carolina and Columbus, it's a good old-fashioned Southern rivalry. We think you're going to like it. We hope you enjoy the games this weekend and for the rest of the year to come. I'm Zach DeBozart. We'll see you next time.